Hey friends, how you doing? It's Tim Sure, and it is Sunday evening. I'm not sure when you're watching this video. However, I think that one of the superpowers that you have as an entrepreneur and a leader is building your team, working with collaborative partners, whether those are employees that you hire or freelancers or virtual assistants, anybody that you can enlist to help you to achieve your goals faster and easier. It is so much better to work with others and use the brain power of others around you than it is trying to figure it out all on your own. And the one thing that stops us is, well, I don't have the time to train them, or I won't know what to do if I do hire them, or I don't have the money. But I will tell you that when you get other people working with you, one, it will help you to make more money. So you hire the right people. You're slow to hire, quick to fire. Slow to hire, quick to fire. That means that you want to interview people and really do your due diligence of getting clear on what it is that you want them to accomplish. And even that takes a little bit of time for you to sit down and go, all right, what is it that I would actually want someone else to do for me? And then you start writing it down. And then what I've been doing is I created a to-do list. These are all the things I do in a given day. And then these are things that other people could do. And so when I was doing those activities, I started using QuickTime, and I would do screen recordings, and I would start recording tutorials so that I'm doing the task anyway. Like if I'm updating a date on my landing page, I just do a screen recording of that. Here's where you log in. Here's the web page. Here's how you update it, right? Here's the buttons that you push. And then I made a 1 minute video, and then I put it in a Google Drive folder, and now it's a tutorial. And now I add what I just did on a to-do list so that I can hire somebody who is going to take that to-do list, turn it into a checklist of things that have to get done every week or every month. And then here's a list of tutorial videos that go with it. And I'm just doing that for everything that I'm doing, because a lot of the busy work that I'm doing, someone else could do for me. And then it would free me up to spend my time doing other activities that not that are more important, but that are someone like where, if you're the CEO or you're the visionary or you're the leader or you're the, in charge of leading the team, there's other activities you should spending your time on and have other people do that stuff. Right. And so, like I should be doing using all of my time teaching, all of my time educating. And then everybody else can focus on the marketing and updating the websites, where before I was doing all of that. And a lot of entrepreneurs, especially people in the people helping industry, life coaches, therapists, business consultants, wellness experts, are doing the same thing, trying to do it all. That's why Michael Gerber wrote the book E-Myth. He says you don't really have a business if you're doing everything by yourself, right? He says you are just have a job. It just is a job that you own the company, but it's still a job. It's not a business. A business is where you get a team of people doing it for you so that you're making money, even if you're not there. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been finding people and building up a team. Oh, well, I won't know what to have them do. That was a big fear of mine. What if I'm sitting there paying them every week and I don't know what to have them do and I'm just paying them, right? That was another fear. But what I have learned, these are all self-limiting beliefs. That's why I always say you're one belief away from having a huge breakthrough. So what I learned is that once you know that you have someone working for you and you start writing down the stuff you could have them do, your mind starts coming up with more ideas. And then you write those down as well. And pretty soon you're getting all kinds of creative ideas on things that you could have somebody do for you. Um, but you weren't allowing those creative ideas to flow, because if we're doing it all on our own, it's too stressful. You come up with all these great ideas and you can't do them, so it becomes overwhelming. However, when you start writing them down and you get rid of that barrier, right, where you're not bottlenecking your own growth because you have other people who can do that for you, you'll start channeling all kinds of ideas for what you could have people do if they were helping you. And so I think that's another valuable reason that you build your team. You borrow ideas from other people, right? So I don't want to just give somebody jobs. I want them to be able to look at the situation and say, you know what, I think we could do this where they are adding value. Because when I was working with managers and leaders in corporate America, I found that the best leaders were always empowering their employees to bring solutions and find solutions. It wasn't just, here, do this, do this. It was like, how would you handle this situation? What kind of problems or what kind of solutions would you bring to this? And then people are more engaged. People value their position more. They get more out of it. They're more excited about it, and they have more personal accountability. And that's how you increase engagement. right? You empower people. And so you find people who are really good at, getting things done on their own and wanting to bring value to you and to the organization, or they want to help you. When I hire someone, I'm like, this is my mission. This is the campaign that I'm on. Can you get behind this kind of campaign? I help people end needless emotional suffering. I teach coaches and counselors and therapists how to get better results for their clients, so that they can turn those successes into stories that allow them to have the financial freedom and the free time that they desire, so that everybody's making their dreams come true. Everybody's winning. To make sure We want to make sure that we're doing that. And so uh, when I'm hiring people, I'm like, this is my campaign. This is my mission. Can you get behind that? And people are like, yes, right. For them, it's now no longer just a job with some financial security. It is that they are a part of something that they believe in. So now, not only are you getting the feedback from other people, but you're also supporting one another. It's more fun. It's more collaborative. You're bouncing ideas back and forth. You become more creative, right? You're sharing the workload. You can divide and conquer. If it's just you, then you've got to do this and then stop and then do this over here and then stop and then come back over here and then stop. But if you have somebody else, right, they can be working on one part of this, someone else can be working on this other part of this, and then you can be over here. And then you're dividing and conquering, and everybody, it's like you have these different fields, and all the fields are growing at the same time instead of whatever field you're focusing on. Because if it's just you, when you're focusing on that one field, everything's growing. But as soon as you take your eyes off that field to go somewhere else, then that field over there starts dying. Even if the one you're focused on now is growing, that field's over there is dying. And then if you have 5 fields, there's only one that's ever growing, because whatever one you're focusing on, that's what's getting fed. But if you have 5 people on your team and everybody's in charge of one of those fields, now all the fields are growing at the same time. And that's how you create abundance, right? And so there's so much value. So I really want you to think about, if I was just going to have one person on my team. Now, you might be somebody that already has a bunch of team members, but if you are a solo entrepreneur, I want you to start thinking in terms of, how can I build my team starting with one person? Not just someone that you farm out ideas to, but someone that you could actually work with, on a part-time basis, but you're with them every week for 25 hours, right? Someone that you can help build that relationship with and then grow. And then while you're training them, while you're working with them, and while they're doing activities, get into the habit of screenshotting what you do, so that you're building a folder full of tutorial videos, just in case that person, and have them do the same thing, just in case that person leaves for whatever reason. Then you can bring someone in, and instead of you having to retrain them with everything, you have a full library of tutorial videos, so that they can come in and they can start to train themselves. You're going to have to indoctrinate them into the mission, but you have all these tutorial videos. So if they get stuck on something, then you can say, all right, well, that video's here, or here's a to-do list, and here's all the videos for how to do each one of those to-do lists. And it's all in one place. And that is huge. So that will take pressure away from, what if I train someone and they leave? That's okay. As you're training them and as they are building it up, you are creating a list, because what you can tell that person is that, you know, we're hoping to continue to build this team where one day you're managing all these other people. And so build tutorial lists of what you're doing, so that eventually when you go to train somebody that's doing what you're doing and you go up a level, that they'll have all this training already. And then people are like, oh, yeah, that's good, right? Because nobody wants to feel like they're training their replacement. And if you keep taking care of people, that's not what you're doing. You're just leveling everybody up. So everybody in the company grows together as the company grows. And that is how you build a powerful company and a really thriving business. So I hope this helps. And let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Thanks.